Well, hello there, good people. Hi, it's Jason from Green Country Agroforestry here, and today it's raining, and so I've moved the camera into a sheltered position so you can see what's going on while I suffer out here in the wet. Earlier it was misting a bit, and it was actually rather nice. It was just this really fine mist just coming down, keeping everything just perfectly humidified. It wasn't unpleasant, but it does get a little damp. So I've got a piece of equipment that I'm going to show you here in a moment that's going to allow me to continue to record what I'm doing even though we do have inclement weather and I've got to move the camera around. So let me bring that over here and show it to you real quick. Okay. This contraption right here is, of course, a duck blind with a canvas chair. And, typical way this would be used. You got wherever you're going to be observing nature. And it's got a little window right here that you can look out of. And if I put the camera inside of this, the camera should stay nice and dry. And I can take care of my work. And you can see what's going on. Today, specifically, we're going to be working on transplanting violets. These things right down here at your feet. So these are Viola Sororia violets, and we have a whole bunch of them. They're done with their flowers for right now, and we're going to go ahead and get them dug up and relocated to a nice shady location before the summer sun gets to them and kills them back. And hopefully they will prosper in that shady location. We have a bunch of these. We're going to dig a bunch up. We're going to get them relocated. I'll show you where we put them all. And that's all coming up, so stay tuned. This is right at the end of April. The ground is super soft. It's moist because it's been raining all day. You see okay? It's moist, it's been raining all day, and we're going to go ahead and get these violets uprooted now and move them before the heat comes in, which I can guarantee you is not far away from now. And I want to get deep underneath here to make sure I don't damage any of the roots. I'm just going to loosen up there. I'm going to do the same thing over here at this cluster right here. This is an area that will probably get quite a bit of sun whenever May and June roll around. And I might want to put some sort of a sun-loving veggie right here. So just going around, going deep underneath, lifting, lifting, lifting. I'm going to try to get these violets out without doing too much damage to the root structure. There we go, this one's free. You guys see okay? Now we have a clump of violets. And this is a good time to divide them. They're not flowering right now, so they're not trying to devote their energy to flowering. We're going to go ahead and take these and bust them up. Divide them up and plant them out in a place where they can grow during the hot months. Well, this should be enough to get us started. So this little kiddie pool is a planter. We transformed it into a planter where we're going to transplant all of those lovely Viola Sororia. And it's right underneath this maple tree on the northwest side in an area that gets quite a bit of shade most of the day. So they're going to be nice and protected at this location, and they're going to be, of course, watched over by Kitty here to make sure that nothing bad happens to them. All right, but first I need to go ahead and get those root balls broken up. And to do that, I've got a bucket full of water, and we'll use that to get the dirt off so we can see what we're looking at. Yep, now here we go. We'll take our ball of roots into the water, agitate. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and sit down and do this. We're gonna just dunk, 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 dunk. As I mentioned earlier, I went ahead and I put a little lactobacillus in the rainwater bucket here that I'm rinsing these roots off with. So they are not they're not going to be deprived for their bacteriological companions, we'll say. And I'll probably throw a little bit of wild root organics into here before we're all done too, so they'll have some fungi to rely on. Let's go ahead and get that done. There we go. All right. So I'll give you a close-up. Okay, I'm going to change the battery soon. So here we go. Here we have our roots cleaned out very nicely, and so we can get to these, and you can see each little individual plant here. We can get these divided up, and some of these are already starting to come away. That one, for example, already coming away. There we go. So there's a whole new plant right there. All right, so now we have our roots rinsed off really well here. So you can see these guys, and at this point it's very, very easy to take a piece, say this one right here, you can see this plant, this part of the plant, and I can just take this and lift it slightly up and away from the rest of the clump. And where I do, we can pull the plant apart, and as you see, here we have a whole new violet. Its own root structure and everything, it's all ready to go. There we go. There's another. Get out of my violet patch. Go on with you. And some of these, they've got more plants starting to form on it. That's fine. I could break them off, or I'll just leave them like this, and by the time I come to divide them again, each one of these little clusters on this root will become a new plant. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 new plants here. Here's another. So ideally I should be doing this chore a little bit earlier in the year. It's a bit late for doing this for sale. For those who are wondering, I'm not doing this for sale right now. These are going for cultivation for sale next year. Next year these will be sold. So this is just taking our parent stock and preparing it so that we'll have these violets to give you beginning with the spring planting season next year. Look at kitty. Out, out, out. 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 There we go. And there we go. Alright. You know, I think just 2 clumps is going to be enough to fill up this bed entirely. I may have to go get more kiddie pools. Alright, so here we go. Get our effective microorganisms all around the roots of this one, and we're just going to open up a hole, stick it in the ground, just like that. There's a runner getting ready to start making another plant right there. So they'll start new plants from subterranean stems like that. And I think we just had, what are you, a rabbit or squirrel? Squirrel running around out there. I guess he got tired of waiting for me to get up and move, so he made a break for it. All right, so this is going to try to produce additional plants, and I'm just going to put it right here in this tub and let it. There we go. Today's a great day for doing this kind of work because it's nice and moist. Yeah, the sun's not shining, so these plants are going to go from a nice, moist, shady environment to a nice, moist, shady environment. That one's going to try to produce another clump too. And hopefully they won't experience any stress at all. One of the things I've observed while growing violets and raising ducks is that the ducks don't seem to want to eat the violets, which is just fine because violet makes a great salad vegetable for us humans. So you can have the ducks go around and weed amongst your violets and eat the slugs and the snails that might damage your violets. But this is a salad green that ducks won't eat. And you can see here how easy this one is to propagate from just 2 clumps. Look at all these plants that were able to get started from those 2 clumps. It looks like I'm going to have to break up some more clumps, huh? Yes, sirree, Bob, I think so. The rain is soft and it's pleasant, but it is a little chilly. Ain't gonna lie to you, a little bit chilly. There we go. And see how easy these are to separate once you've got the roots washed. Most of them, if they're going to come apart, they're going to come apart really, really easy. You don't really have to do any effort at separating other than just tease the little clumps out from amongst each other. Sometimes you might want to break up a root bundle, but most of the time, if they're going to come apart, they're going to come apart without you having to do much of anything at all. Other than just explore and see if they're loose, and if they are, then you can pull them apart. If they're not, then just leave them be. Maybe they want to spend some time palling around with each other for another season. They're not ready to leave their friends behind and live a solo existence. So give them time. Whenever they're ready, the magic will happen. There you go. Like kids. I think I'll leave this little cluster together the way it is. All right, let's get these in the ground. Well, all right, good people. I've got our violets put into this kiddie pool. I've got still more that I need to plant out somewhere, but I'm going to go ahead and head on inside out of the rain and dry off for a little bit. I hope you found this video informative or entertaining, and if you did, well, you know what to do. I'll catch you next time, but until then, get out there. Well, get back in there then. Okay, so right now, Gabrielle Kitty is being our camera operator. She's sitting there in the chair in the duck blind watching everything that's going on. All right, so if you hear her voicing out, shh, hush for a moment, Kitty. All right, I'm going to do our sign off here. I hope you found this video informative or entertaining. If you did, well, you know what to do. I'll catch you next time, but until then, get out there and get growing. Gabrielle. Talk to me, Kitty. Speak. There you go. Good girl. Good kitties.